Hi there. This is something that I've been meaning to post for quite a while. I think it's very interesting. In April, the U.S. Open Championships was in Las Vegas, and in the doubles finals, Cliff Pappas and Akiko were a great doubles team playing Conny and Marie Ericson from Sweden. And the match came down to the final game of two away, two away. By the way, for the entire match, Cliff and Akiko played at 2.24 PR. Connie Marie played at 2.88. The final game was played almost perfect by both. Akiko and Cliff made one error of about 3.8, 0.038, and all other errors were less than 1% by both players throughout. Very, very close. Maybe even a rollout would show them to be right. It was an amazing final game that could have gone either way, and I think it's interesting to go through it. I'm going to go through it in a very interesting way. You can play the game with me and see how the participants played it as well. And I'll make it a little suspenseful so you don't see the answers and see what happens. So let's go Control Alt F. That blocks the panel, and it starts out with Connie Marie, who are blue, having an opening 5-3. How would you play it? Well, it's pretty obvious. All of us play 5-3 by making the point. Red then rolls a 5-1. How would you play it? Obviously, you're going to split or slot. And Cliff and Akiko split. And this is something I teach all my students. It's really important to split after your opponent has made a point on the opening roll, because the 8-point is stripped. So if you split, what happens with blue next time? If blue rolls a 6-1, 3-1, 4-2, most of his good rolls are going to leave you a direct shot. You can't help it if blue rolls jokers like 6-6, 3-3, 1-1, but these other rolls, you've frozen the checkers. Also, you're in danger of being a little bit primed in here. Not so much being primed in when he makes the 3-point, but certainly if you had an opening 3-1 or 4-2, you want to split. The other reason you don't slot is you don't want to expose a checker getting into a hitting game when your opponent has a superior inner board, 2 points versus 1 point. So the split is very, very key here. Had blue rolled something like a 6-5 or a 5-2 or something and brought two checkers down, the slot would have been right with the 5-1. So let's go on and just go through the match. Page down is what I'm hitting. Blue rolls a 5-3. How would you play it? I think most people would play this properly. And that's splitting and coming down. Then red rolls a 2-1. How would you play it? Well, DMP. By the way, there was a cube right away, and I missed that, but that was the correct cube. As soon as you're up even 1/10 of 1% at two-away, you should double. And the other party, of course, has a take point of 32% and should take. So 2-1 you hit, and hit is correct. Now blue rolls a 3-1. It's pretty obvious he comes in and hits. Red rolls a 5-1, and here was a very, very small error by Cliff and Akiko, if you want to even call it an error. But they came in with the 1 and came out with the 5, and the right play would have been to come in with the 5. Well, let's see. Control Alt N. The right play with the 5-1 by 0.009 would have been to come in with the 5 and slot. I don't know how many people would make this play. Certainly a DMP where you're not worried about getting gammoned. It's interesting. I think this probably needs a rollout to be sure. I would not have seen this play either, or made this play, but I can see the beauty of it. You're duplicating ones. If you don't get hit, you have a good chance to make the 5-point. If you do get hit, maybe you make your opponent's 5-point, and there aren't that many rolls that hit twice. It's a really strong offensive play that, again, I don't think very many people would see. Okay, let me take it off the arrow, go back to the blocked view. 5-1 played this way, and blue has 2-2, and played it right. And a lot of people would have hit off of the bar point with the double two. Let me go back. Let's see if I can go page down. No, that's page up. There's back. Double two. A lot of people would hit here. And let's just take a look again at the answer. They made the right play. This play would be very, very close, where you don't hit at all, and hitting off the bar is just too weak a play. Gets hit back way too many times, and I think that's the typical play that most people would make. So this is the correct play, making an inner board point and switching. Again, teams played amazingly well. One of the reasons I'm showing you this game is there's some interesting plays, and it was such an exciting finals. Okay, Control-Alt-N, Control-Alt-F, and we're back. Oops, I need to get rid of the arrow so we don't give away what the action is. Page down, 4-3 is pretty much, well, what would you do? You kind of come in with a 3. Do you hit or do you make the bar? They made the bar, which is the right play. You're horribly outboarded and you needed to make an anchor. Blue rolls double 5s, plays it correctly, makes a point, and comes out. Red rolls double 3s. Here's a very interesting play. Everybody's going to make the 5 point here. Where's the other 2 3s? Well, you make the other inside point. You get offensive here. Blue has a 6-5 to play. Do you run the back checker, run the front checker? Do you hit? What is the right play with the 6-5 here? Okay. You play it quietly. You play it out. Red has a 3-2. Does he come out? Does he come down? Does he stay back? He stays back. Waits for the shot. Red is losing the race by 38 pips. He wants action. Blue rolls a double 3. Great roll. Do you make the 5 point and then point on the 2 point? Do you play perfectly safe and come around and bring 3 down? You make the point. And again, the right play. Let's go on. 5-4. Obviously, a big joker for Cliff and Akiko. They came in with a 5 and hit with the 4. That was a huge joker. And Conny and Marie danced. And now 6-3. How does Red play 6-3? Looks like you just come out and go around, which is what they did. Blue has a 6-2. It's forced. You come in on the 2, and there is no 6. 3-1. This is a small error by... no, 3-1 is played right here by Cliff and Akiko. They brought a checker in safely. Blue rolls 6-5. Pretty much forced to just waste a checker. Can't really run safely, and in fact, it was forced. You had to play that play to get the 6 in. Okay, 5-3 by Red. You certainly don't hit here because the Blue's strong board. So they made the right play of playing safe. Blue rolls a 4-2. How should you play a 4-2? This is a tough play, and Blue played it properly. Came up and down, duplicated 2s. Well, Red rolled a 2. 5-2. And of course you're going to hit outside with the 2. You're going to hit this checker here with the 2, and I think the 5 is pretty much forced to lift the checker and bring it here. So Blue rolls a 4-1. Again, way up in the race, he's going to anchor. No! I'm sorry, he comes in and hits. Comes in and hits, and it looks like it's pretty much toast for Red if he doesn't roll 5 soon. So Red dances with double 6s. Blue rolls a 6-5 and brings builders into play, and it makes the point. Red dances again. Blue's looking pretty good. Pretty big favorite now. And Blue rolls a 4-3 and plays it properly, comes out, and oh, we got another joker for Cliff and Akiko. 5-4 comes in and hits. And Blue rolls a 6-2 and only really has one play. Come in with the 2 and play 14-8, which they did. Red rolls a 6-5. Again, way down in the race, but hitting here is just too dangerous. So it just comes around. Blue rolls a 6-6. It's pretty much forced. And now a 5-2 for Cliff and Akiko, and their only error, their only mistake right now is the 5-2. How would you play a 5-2? It's a .038 error that they made. I think almost everybody would make Cliff and Akiko's play 10-3. The right play, believe it or not, is 8-1, leaving a blot on the 8 point and leaving this builder out on the 10 point, so you have more builders and more chance to do some point making in the outfield or making the 4 point. You're way down in the race. You need to take a little bit of a chance here. I would have made their play. I would have made the same mistake of playing 10-3 instead of playing 8-1. 8-1 is a tough play for me to find over the board. It's going to take better players than me to explain all the benefits of playing 8-1. I think it's a fascinating play, and I'm going to study this even much more to make sure I understand it better. Okay, so they played 10-3, and now Connie and Marie have a 3-2. So obviously they can come up with the 2, they can come all the way out to the bar, or they can stay back. What would you do? Well, you're way up in the race. You go out to the bar. You hope you don't get hit, but red rolls a great roll, double 3. Pretty obvious how you play it. And 3-2 for blue. Pretty obvious how he plays it. Comes in and comes out. And a 4-1 for red. What do? Do you point on him, or do you make the 4 point? Of course you make the 4 point. It's a 6 prime. You must make the 4 point. And they do. Blue's play is forced with a 5-2. And now red rolls a 6-2. And here again was a very small error by Cliff and Akiko. But again, I think a lot of people would make the same error. The 6, you're forced to hit. You cannot do anything but that. You can't just let the blue escape, and you're better off hitting, especially when blue has a crash board. So you hit with the 6. Now where's the 2? This is what again, a small error that was made by Cliff and Akiko. They brought the 8 in, and the right play is 6-4, giving yourself more covers with a 6 cover. You are risking, of course, a 2-6 to get hit twice, which could cost you the match. And I think most people, again, would make Cliff and Akiko's error of not giving a 6-2 joker double hit. But it's right to give the joker in these situations and have a little bit more coverage. Again, not a big error, but it was wrong. Okay, so they played 6-2, bringing both in, and get hit with a 2. It's starting to look like this match can go either way. And they come right in with a 6-5. What would you do? Here again, Cliff and Akiko made a very small error. You have 2 choices, is to come in and run or to come in and hit. Which would you do? Well, they came in and hit, and the right play is to not hit. What's the logic? The logic is simple. If you don't hit, blue must roll a 6, and if he doesn't roll a 6, you've got all kinds of play next time. If you hit, blue could roll a 2 or a 1-6, and that's more numbers than just rolling a 6 that really helped blue. But I could certainly see hitting here. It wasn't a horrible mistake. Let's see how big it was. Control-Alt-N, 0.014. Again, not a horrible mistake, but a little bit of a mistake, and this is ++. Pretty sure it's right. Let's go back to Control-Alt-F, and we're going to see that they did hit. And look, they got hit back with a 2-1. And again, very exciting game. This could go either way. This is the doubles championship on the line. Of course, they come in and hit and made the right play. Some people would play 4-3 here, and it's right to play 2-1 to preserve your board. And they did play 2-1. And immediately, Cliff and Akiko come in with a 6-4. Obviously, you come in and hit here. And blue dances, and red does not cover. How do you play a 6-2? Do you make the ace point? Do you keep builders? The right play is to make the ace point, make it harder for blue to come in. Blue dances. Red does not cover with the 5-2 and just spreads them out. And blue hits. Very exciting. I was watching this match. I was sitting right next to them as it was happening. And I can't tell you, both teams kept their composure incredibly well. They were both almost stoic at the time. Stoic at the time, I think is the word. And it was really exciting. I was probably the most excited one around the table watching this. It comes in and hits, and red dances. I like blue's chances now. I think blue's going to win this game, and blue doesn't get out, which is not a very nice thing to happen to blue. And of course, he strictly is forced to move the 2, and red comes in and hits, obviously. And blue dances, and red covers, and the rest is history, as Cliff and Akiko take home the hardware, except it isn't history, leaves a shot and gets missed. Here again, blue had a chance to win the game right here when red left a shot, and they played everything perfectly to get to this point, but in the bear-off anyway. But this happens, as we know. Backgammon is the cruelest game, and it was very cruel for Cliff and Akiko to have to leave a shot, and even more cruel for Conny and Marie to miss it. And, of course, the rest is history. Game over. I think it's fascinating. You could go through the entire match this way and ask yourself how you would make every move and see how they played. But again, my hat's off to both teams for playing this pressure game so well. 1.51. That was largely because of that one error, the only error of the match, this 5-2 error made, which was a very tough play to find, the 10-3. And again, for the summary of the entire match, look how they played. Just incredible. So congratulations to Cliff and Akiko for winning, and Connie and Marie for putting up a really great fight. They played well throughout the entire tournament, by the way, and I was very impressed, particularly by Connie's play. And Connie has since shown a lot of strength. I believe in Monte Carlo, I saw him do very, very well in that tournament as well. He's a great player. Of course, we all know how great Akiko is. She's the number 3 giant in the world, and Cliff has been taking lessons, working on his game, and playing very, very well. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed watching a match like this. Bye-bye. Give me your feedback. Let me know what you like and don't like, and I'll do more of it.